Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike and Bennett sit down to discuss movies, right? Yes, movies.
Yeah, movies.
All right, fantastic. Movies. Movies that we love, movies that are on deployment. The best movies to watch while we're on deployment. Now, we each have our list going. Okay, whether you agree, disagree, what have you, there are some movies that kick ass while you're on deployment and others that you just are fucking forced to watch. But movies nonetheless. So, Bennett, what? I have no idea. We prepped for this, but like, why movies?
Because everybody watches them on deployment. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, when you're in downtime, how much time do you spend doing other things? I mean, some guys write, some guys work out, but everybody fucking watches movies and masturbates.
Everybody.
You know? Or sometimes they masturbate to movies,
right,
depending. So, yeah, man. So why not? Why wouldn't we? Because everybody's got their choices and their picks and their opinions about freaking movies.
I've got 10 here. I don't know if you've got 10 yourself, but
I probably have more than that, but, you know, whatever.
Can I start with my least favorite that I was forced to watch on deployment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jarhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not like that movie.
It's not the best.
It's not the best.
But
And I watched it on deployment.
Yeah. Wow. See, I tried to stay away from freaking.
Right.
We didn't watch a whole lot of war movies on deployment.
I did.
I'm just saying, I know a lot of guys that didn't. You know, you're always going to get those ones that come in because people send them to you, like Jarhead would obviously be one of those. And especially for Marines, Full Metal Jacket, even though we've all seen it 6 billion times, is going to weasel its way into the, you know.
Yeah, but I love Full Metal Jacket.
Right. It's going to weasel its way into the movie, you know, collection that gets passed around. And Jarhead's most definitely one of those movies.
Yeah, I'm getting it out of the way.
One of the funniest things, the movies that actually got addicted, that it was more of an addiction, and I don't understand why, but even after I was deployed, I used to watch it quite a bit. Probably it's because it was only like one of 5 movies that I owned. But it was The Fifth Element.
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude.
I mean,
I did some dirty shit in the movie theater to Fifth Element, by the way. So it holds a special place in my heart too.
But I could literally sit and watch the movie and you know, verbatim, like those freak shows that do the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I could probably do that with The Fifth Element. As bad as that is, it's really fucking
Shut the fuck up.
Because I've watched it. Oh my God. I don't know how many times. It just happened. A lot of times it was just background noise though, you know? But shit, it's still there. Bruce Willis, freaking, what the hell's his name? Gary Oldman, you know? There's some pretty good actors in it. I don't remember the chick's name, and I've never thought that she was hot. A lot of people are just like, she's so hot.
It's like Mila Sharapova.
Yeah, or some shit like that. And she was in those Resident Evil movies too. But yeah. I never thought that she was like, you know, I'm like, okay.
Fun bit of trivia in that movie, by the way. The bad guy and the good guy never face off.
Yeah, Gary Oldman and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, they never actually see each other face off in the actual movie.
Not really.
No, I mean, they physically
No, they don't. It's crazy. It's funny.
I was just looking through IMDb the other day, and Fifth Element popped up. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
And then a movie we used to watch a lot, too, was Goodfellas. Even though at that point it was an old movie already, you know. But great movie.
Like funny how? Like ha-ha funny?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff in that movie. Ha-ha. Mr. Joe Pesci.
Right.
There's so many good scenes in that movie. And then the other one that I've got to put out there that everybody knows that is just a movie that you could watch over and over again is Carlito's Way.
Oh, God, yeah.
Al Pacino.
Damn, dude.
Oh yeah, some Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
I've got that. In that. Yeah.
John Leguizamo. That was just a good movie.
Yep.
So
I've got that box set where it's Goodfellas, Godfather, all three, and then you've got, which number 2 is the best? And then you've got Carlitos Way, Scarface. Oh, Casino.
Oh yeah, Casino.
It's like, you made me pop your fucking eyeball out for that? And they cut his throat. Christ. These people. Savages.
Yeah, so you liked Godfather 2 better than the original one?
Yeah, better than 1? Yeah, of course.
All right. Just wondering.
Dude, it's just a wedding.
What else is in your list?
You're going to laugh at this one. Since you gave me... All right, so Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, Jesus. Some fucking Nick Cage kicking it, right?
You know what, though? That guy's fucking weird. But he
is fucking weird. The worst hair ever.
It's Angelina Jolie, and it's that fucking Shelby that's in there. Forget whether it's a Ford or not. Just the Shelby GT500 is badass.
Right.
I mean, that is a badass car. That is like, whew. Yeah.
It is a pretty badass car. I will admit that as well.
And what's his nuts? Who plays the brother? Shit. I don't know. Comment section. It's something I can't remember because it's something weird.
Oh, the brother in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes.
I don't know.
He was also in Boiler Room.
Oh, are you talking about Vin Diesel?
No. Get the fuck out of here.
He was in Boiler Room.
I know that he was.
Oh, you're talking about the main character in Boiler Room. Yeah, that little squirrely fucker.
Right.
Damn, what is his name?
I don't know. But somebody's going to comment.
That's kind of funny that he was in Boiler Room as well.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking weird. Anyway.
Yep. Gone in 60 Seconds. It was good.
Nick Cage. Oh, my God. Con Air.
Shout out to Daryl Fusaro. Daryl was the one who created created Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they crashed
he was one of the guys.
Into.
One of the guys, right?
Right. Well, I think he was the head on that as sort of
but he was there. But he was definitely on them. Yeah. Shout out to Daryl.
Yeah, man. It's pretty crazy.
Just crazy. It is. That's nuts. But that was a decent movie too, I guess. You know what? I can't be a movie critic because I like a lot of movies. I'm like not. I think it's because I came to the conclusion that at the bottom of it all, it's in the script. So it's what I mean by that is it's a fucking movie, people. People get so hung up on the reality behind it. Again, it's a movie.
Right.
Second off, well, they would never say that. Hey, guess what? It's a fucking movie.
Well, right. And there's little snippets.
And then third off, well, that wasn't realistic. They would never do shit like that. Again, it's a fucking movie. So the book's way better. Well, no shit, the book's better.
Right.
But you have to take every movie at face value.
Right.
So I get like, oh yes. So speaking of those movies, it's like all the controversy with Lone Survivor that's popped up the last few days. I don't know if you have followed any of this or not, but a lot of it, what makes me laugh is yes. Okay. I don't know because I haven't analyzed the whole thing. I mean, I read the book, I watched the movie, I've looked at, I've talked to guys that were part of the rescue mission and all that type of stuff. Like we know people, right?
Right. We know them.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to pass judgment on whether people took creative license or not. Even with Marcus Luttrell telling the story, everybody's recollection is different. So at the end of the day, just let it be. I mean, there's certain things like we can go after, and it's one of those things like with Chris Kyle. Did he beat up Jesse Ventura or not? Or everyone tells tall tales. Everyone has kind of stretched the truth. Well, and if you haven't really, I mean, you could say you haven't, but come on, man. Then you know what? Your dick's bigger than all of our dicks.
Well,
because you're just a badass then, and you have, you're the most, you have the, whatever. You know what the hell I'm saying.
Well, and the other thing is, too, is like getting back on a Con Air. You got Steve Buscemi. You got freaking John Malkovich. You know what I'm saying? Like doing like great work.
Good actors, right?
You know what I mean?
I got off on this tangent because Homeboy played a ranger.
I just need to bring it back in, right?
Homeboy played a ranger and, killed the dude. Ended up,
Oh, my God.
He's a fucking lethal weapon and should go to jail because he knows better than
my
the killer.
fish are lethal weapon.
Kill the thing with my knife. So, whatever. But anyway.
Bullshit. All right, I'm going to put them into the same category, but Gladiator and Troy.
Yes.
Troy is fucking awesome. Like, you can talk shit on Brad Pitt or whatever, but like when he jumps up and shoves his sword through the guy's lat all the way through, like, shunk.
Yeah, Achilles was a badass.
Yeah, man.
Achilles was a badass, and all the freaking lore and all the stories, man.
Right.
He was a freaking badass, except for his heel.
Right, except for that.
He had that little chink in his heel that,
And then Gladiator, which was badass in its own right. But I heard Russell Crowe was kind of a prima donna during the filming of that.
Well, I've heard that about a lot of his movies.
Right.
But again,
fuck it.
What the fuck do we know?
I don't know.
I'm
a prima donna in my own right.
He's a pretty good actor.
Give me a sandwich. See what I mean? I'm a prima donna.
So, I mean, again, Russell Crowe at least. So here's one of the things that I can say, because there's some actors that don't do this. There's a lot of modern actors, especially, that aren't able to pull this off, where at least Russell Crowe can play a different character in every movie that he's in.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, to an extent. But then you have guys like George Clooney, for example.
Oh.
He is the same fucking character in every movie he's in.
He's George Clooney. He's the same in Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, which obviously is the same characters in those movies, but I'm using this as an example. He's the same in The American.
As in the American, or the Peacemaker. What was that one where he was Lieutenant Colonel?
That
whatever
was good.
His name with him and Nicole Kidman, and you know what? That movie, no one liked it except for me and you, I think.
Right, except for us
and then
we like shitty, terrible movies.
But at the end of the day, he was the same character in that movie as he was in every single fucking movie he's in. Right? No, there's no creative acting in any of his shit. He's the same fucking character in every damn movie.
You know who's a great fucking actor that was mentioned earlier in The Fifth Element? Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, probably one of the best actors in Hollywood that nobody's ever heard of.
Like,
I mean, they've all heard of him and they're like, oh yeah, that guy. But he can play like, pick an accent, pick a freaking whatever. Homeboy goes from DEA agent taking his own shit that he sees and acting druggy, listening to whatever, listening to his music, to freaking playing a burnt up dude in Hannibal.
Or with like a Cockney accent as a pimp in London, because he's
originally
he's British.
Fantastic. He's fantastic actor. Fantastic. Yeah, because that's another one of the movies. Again, the DEA agent one, The Professional. Could you ever not bring that up in a deployment movie conversation?
Right. Damn good movie.
Jean Reno. And a very young Natalie Portman.
Right. Yeah.
You sick fucks.
Because I know exactly sick what you were thinking right there.
You sick fucks. As soon as I said that name, every guy went,
I'd hit it.
And then, but the problem was they were thinking about it in The Professional.
Right, exactly. You sick fuck.
So anyway.
Yep.
Jesus.
All right. Here's my mother of all deployment movies. You ready? Super Troopers.
Oh my God. The worst movie ever.
Dude, I fucking love that movie. Oh, dude. Fucking movie's badass.
So pretty soon, I'm pretty sure like Range 15 is going to be that movie for a lot of people. They're going to love it.
No, did you hear that they're making a second Super Troopers?
Yeah, I had heard that too.
I'm looking forward to it.
I have to say the best for me, best deployment movie ever, because I actually got to see it in a theater on deployment before it even came out in theaters in the US, and that was Fight Club. I got to see that on camp or an Eagle base in Tuzla in 1999 before it even came out in theaters. That was pretty cool. And then, we watched a shit ton after that and beat the balls off of each other constantly.
Right.
Because we had to freaking start our own Fight Club.
How about you mind the first rule of Fight Club, motherfucker? God damn it.
So all of a sudden our huts that we lived in just became de facto fight clubs, and we kicked the shit out of each other for months.
Shit. Dude, we had a pit in the ground out back that was just sandbags. Stagger stacked all the way up like a giant cylindrical. I mean, when I say giant, the fucking thing was 20 feet across, a circle, and it was 12 feet deep. And I mean, like, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Right. You know what I mean? Like, boots and utes, shake, kill each other. Blackout, tap out. And then, like, shake, or maybe the guy's unconscious or whatever it is. But we got to go on mission now. There wasn't anybody to kill today, and my pre-workout kicked in right as they called us out on QRF. So now I'm going to kill that guy over there, who happens to be my brother. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't fucking talk about it.
What's another one? Seven.
Oh, badass movie.
Another Brad Pitt
Spacey.
movie. Kevin Spacey.
Fucking Spacey's the
Gwyneth Paltrow, Morgan Freeman. Yeah, man. Some good actors in that movie. And just twisted shit. Can you believe that movie is 21 years old?
No.
1995, man.
Damn.
Right? Shit's crazy.
Damn, 21-year-olds.
21-year-old movie. Seems like I just watched it yesterday.
Still chills me right down to the bone. Bone Collector with
Denzel. Is that the Denzel and
yes.
Yeah, man. Pretty good movie.
That was another one.
I love trying to think of more recent ones.
Training Day,
yeah. But see, when did Training Day come out?
I don't remember. Tell you.
I don't remember. But I mean, I remember seeing it, but frankly, I don't remember if I watched that one on deployment or not. I might have been out already.
I definitely watched it on deployment.
Habitually. Another one that I just can never get away from because it's one of my favorite movies ever. And I basically want to be the main character in my personal life is the Big Lebowski. The
Hell
dude.
Yes.
Can I be the dude, please?
Dude. Yes, the dude abides. Her life is in your hands, dude. He's dead. Philip Seymour Hoffman. What the fuck's going on in the world? Jesus. Philip Seymour Hoffman goes before fucking Sam Elliott goes. Right? Same movie.
Right. Sam Elliott.
Right?
Great actor. He's another underrated actor, but again, he only plays one fucking character ever.
He was in another one of my favorite deployment movies, and that is Roadhouse.
Oh, man, him and the Swayze. Ooh. Again, another guy that dies before Sam Elliott.
He ripped somebody's fucking throat out in that movie. It's so badass.
Did they make the remake of that movie? They were gonna make a remake of Roadhouse, but I didn't know if they actually did it or not.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I heard, and I'm willing to throw this to the audience to find us the exact link, but I heard that Roadhouse was based upon the bar The Stumps in 29 Palms.
Yeah, that's a good
from a reputable source.
Reputable source. Another one of those alleged.
It's probably on the fucking internet or some shit. I'm gonna find it, or one of our listeners will. I'm sure.
Oh God, how could I forget this movie? American History X.
Yes.
Just brutal. Oh. That movie's got some brutal stuff in it. Like really does. Oh. And you're just like, wow, they really showed that.
Well, and so like Edward Norton just nailed it. You know what I mean? When it's like, you see that? Not welcome. Like, fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Not welcome.
Like shit. you really hate, it's deep. It's deep in the core. And then, spoiler alert, kid dies at the end. Did not see it coming. Did not see that shit coming. That was just like, oh man, and now you watch it and you're like, fuck, dude, don't go to school. And then smoked. Yep. That's when it all went downhill.
Speaking of Vin Diesel again, the movie Knockaround Guys. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
That speech that he gives before he just tears that dude up. Right. I love it. Yeah, man. Or like Pacino's speech in Devil's Advocate at the end.
Oh, yeah. Saw Charlize Theron's movies in that movie.
Yeah, but basically calling God an absentee landlord.
Right.
He's an absentee landlord.
He had another
fantastic speech. Scent of a Woman. That's kind of a he gives a good speech in that one too. God, he just gives a lot of good speech.
Oh, Few Good Men.
Oh yeah, but that's that's kind of a given Nicholson too. But I watch it now though, and it's not nearly as cool as when you watch it now as it was when you watched it back then.
Right.
You're like, ooh, yeah. Again, it's one of those movie things. You're like, yeah, it's a movie. You got to kind of give creative license and just be like, yeah, it's in the script and it's a movie. So don't take it too seriously.
You can't handle the truth. You know what I mean?
I do.
Ad-libbed. That was ad-libbed.
Right. It was. You're right. Some other cool like war movies though. Like I always liked Hamburger Hill.
Band of Brothers
was like, well, see, I remember watching that on 2 separate deployments. The whole series, watching that. And then Saving Private Ryan as well.
Yep. We already said Full Metal Jacket. Apocalypse Now.
Of course.
You're going to slap your forehead when I say this one. Braveheart.
Well, that's actually on my list. I hadn't gotten there yet. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love that fucking movie.
But you know how many times you see the messed up cinematography in that? Where like the charge at Falkirk or Sterling, I can't remember which one it is. Oh, the charge at Sterling, where it goes literally from him holding nothing to him holding a hammer or that little axe thing that he had, Right. Then he goes to carrying the giant bastard sword that he's carrying. Right. Then he goes back to the axe, back to the sword, and then like back to nothing. And then all of a sudden he's got the sword when they hit each other. You're like, really? Like we missed that in the cut? I guess it didn't really matter. A lot of people probably didn't even focus in on it, but that's one of those big misses.
Well, it's like the rubber rifle barrels and 50 cal barrels in Black Hawk Down.
Right.
Yeah. They got some flex, but not 90 degree. That shit does not happen. It's whatever. How about 300?
They can't ever go wrong with that, but I was already out when I saw that. So.
Yeah. And it was one of those things we got like a pre-release. But you know what's way better? I know I'm going to be one of those guys, but read the book that's based on it, which is The Gates of Fire.
Oh, it's a great book.
Oh my God. The Gates of Fire, for those of you out there who are not familiar, check out The Gates of Fire. It might be on our reading list on the gear page, but if not, we'll have a link for it through Amazon. But The Gates of Fire he was a squire who was wounded in the Battle of Thermopylae, and he's recounting his own story and then the story of the Spartans. And this guy was originally from another town in Greece, which was sacked by a foreign invading force. He and his sister went up into the mountains with a distant uncle. Some shit happened. They went their separate ways, and he wound up going to Sparta, and by like the grace of God, somehow got in to be, an assistant or a squire, and witnessed the entire battle, killed some folks himself, and talks about Spartan culture and also how they revolutionized a lot of the different things that we know today, like dog tags. I didn't realize that the Spartans were one of the first ever to use a form of dog tag. And they would take...
Well, which like 300, though, is not just... I mean, unfortunately, the 300 itself, the movie,
Yeah.
is based off of the graphic novel
Right.
300, which isn't exactly. I mean, I guess it's got the base points are the same, and the base points are accurate to the real
There's 300
Battle of Thermopylae.
Spartans.
Right. Well, there's 300 Spartans, and that's it. But here we go. This is history, Bennett. That in theory there was also like 7,000 other Greeks there.
Right. The Arcadians.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And they don't really show. I mean, they do show that there were some other Greeks there for a little while, but they showed like there was like another 30 like Akkadian Thesbians or whatever. But at least in the movie. But in reality, there was like 7,000 other Greeks there, at least until the end. And then the last 2 days was basically the Greeks, or the Spartans. But anyway, speaking of books that are better, well, not better than the movie, but if no one's ever read Short Timers, the book that the Full Metal Jacket's based off of, that's pretty freaking amazing.
I've only read part of that.
Gustav Hasford. It's a pretty damn good book.
All right, back on the movies. The Patriot.
Another Gibson movie. Pretty good.
He hates the British. I think it's
Right.
because he's Australian.
Probably. It's just because he's a British criminal, that's all.
Right. No big
whoop.
defend him in the slam. The Patriot is a badass flick, though.
It was. There were some really cool scenes, like the that one where he took his boys out and to get his other son back.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
And he chops somebody to bits in the fucking river.
Freaking lost it.
Dude.
And his kids are like, ooh.
Right. I remember watching that, like, if my fucking dad jumped on somebody and hacked them, right? We're talking about a moment in war here, okay? Not like cold blood murder. But he, like, tomahawks a dude who's about to slit the throat of my brother, pulls it out of the guy's forehead with like a foot on the chest kind of a deal, and then chucks it at a dude, jumps on him, and just murderizes the fuck out of him with blood splashing up. That's my dad, badass. You know what I mean? Just scarred for life. Badass. Like, that's awesome. I just remember watching that going, man, that's fucking cool. Yes. And of course, good tactics, techniques, and procedures. He's running around multiple rifles, single shot, muzzle loading. That's solid. That's a good, I use it as a gain attention when I'm teaching muzzle loading. So, just throwing that out there. It's a good scene. I want to throw a fucking tomahawk like that. Like, I can't do that shit. You know what I mean? I just want to I want a tomahawk kill. Get in touch with us if you have a tomahawk kill. But be honest.
Get out there and practice. You can practice out there where you live, I'm sure.
Yeah, but there's got to be some soft guy who is running around with a fucking tomahawk on the back of his plate carrier, and like ninja starred that fucker across the battlefield. There's got to be somebody out there. I'm going to get in touch with Chase Millsap. He probably did.
He probably
tomahawked somebody. Him or...
I guess it's awesome.
Right.
Him
or Andrew. With Warrior Angel Foundation.
Oh yeah, tomahawk.
There
Definitely,
If you have a tomahawk kill, we want to recount that story.
Another movie, really, really good book.
Yeah.
But just horrible movie. Starship Troopers.
Yeah, it was one of those like awesomely bad movies.
Have you ever read the book though?
No.
Oh my God! No. If you've never read the book, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic freaking book. It is amazing. I thought it was amazing. Which it's one of those books that's like, I think it's on the Commandant's list if I'm not mistaken. I know that they used to make cadets at West Point read it just because it talks about like tactics.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Back in the, in the future Marines, because they were space Marines, you know. But they were dropping like tactical nukes out of the back of their little bouncy suits that they wore. And see, that's the thing, man. They took away the best part of the books when they did the movie. They had them all just like running around. I guess it was the limitation of special effects at that time. Probably if they were to remake that movie now and like do it just like the book, damn, son.
That's what I'm saying. I would sign up for that shit too. Like, I would totally be an extra on that. Maybe that's what we gotta do, is we've just gotta We've either got to do some sort of, like military correctness, whatever the fuck that's called in filmology, or we've got to start some sort of production company that takes like Avatar and does it with real Marines to where, it's a lot more genocide. You know what I mean? A lot more genocide.
Right. A lot more genocide.
Yeah, way more. Hey, gents, time out on the set real quick. Time out. We're going to need to ramp up the genocide in this scene. All right? That's like me. That's me with a bullhorn. Right. They'll give me a chair. I'll probably get a chair. I'm like a producer. Ramp up the genocide. Thank you. All right. Roll it or whatever. Director, man, do your thing. See? Pay me money. See? I could do that. Fuck, man. I'm a natural.
Just get out of here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my Lord. What else? What else do you have on your list?
Oh, I pretty much burned through my list. That or else you already said them. There are a couple of modern movies, like Mad Max, I watched when we were on deployment, but the new Mad Max is fucking badass. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, dude.
I wanted to, but I don't know, man. I have and this might be like all right, so yes, I am the father of 4 daughters, and I am the only male in my entire house, right?
Right.
But I just have this like affliction about like action movies like that with the lead character being a woman.
What do you mean?
Well, like Charlize Theron, they don't really show like so I haven't watched it yet because the fact that she plays one of the main, like a character, at least in the trailers, like made me not want to watch that movie because they focus more on her than anybody else in the trailers, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Tom
Hardy is that movie.
The way that they
make it out to be.
Yeah, the way that that they market that movie ruined it for me.
Yeah,
that's just I don't know if that makes me a male chauvinist or what it does, but I don't like. It's just like with music. I don't really like music with like female lead singers in it. I don't know why.
Can't relate to it.
I fully admit it to all the women in my life. And I feel the same way about movies too, for the most part, especially if a woman's playing like a badass.
Right.
Not that can't happen in the world, but like G.I. Jane, get out of here.
Right.
Killing me. I'm just saying, not that it can't happen, but overall, I don't know.
Well, the other,
I'm more into it now. Like I can, especially now that my kids are getting older. But it's like I want to do that. Yeah, you can do anything, but there's a point when the kid that excels at Rock Band on PS4 or whatever, just because you're good at that doesn't mean you're going to be a rock star, dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you have to have a set of skills to back up.
I'm so glad that you say that. Have you ever seen Slash? There's a video where Slash and this like fucking 8-year-old are playing Guitar Hero.
Right.
And this 8-year-old is just slaying him. Right? Just slaying his ass.
Right.
On Sweet Child of Mine. Like,
yeah.
He wrote the fucking song.
Right?
That's how I feel playing Call of Duty. Like, fuck you. I've killed motherfuckers in real life. Right. God damn it. That's goddamn.
Especially if you're like on multi-online.
Some 9-year-old in Asia is just smoking me.
Right. Just smoking you. Yelling. And then not only smoking you, but clowning you over.
He's teabagging me.
Right.
I just teabagging my spawn spot. I saw that, you little shit.
You know what I mean?
You little fucker. Yep.
Horrible. So that's what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
My goodness.
I know what you mean. Well, there's just some movies that you can't relate. Dude, I don't listen to hip-hop music and I don't listen to country. It's not because I'm a fucking asshole. It's because I can't relate to that shit. I don't want to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like,
what about the Matrix movies?
Love them. Love all of them.
I like all 3 of them.
Love the shit out of those movies.
Yeah, those are movies that either people love them or they hate them.
Yeah. Oh, it makes you think. Well, it's like, do you like Inception?
I could never. All right, so I was out when that movie came out.
Yeah.
2010-ish, right? Something like that. Yeah, I think it was. So
because that was in Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not. I fell asleep when I watched it. And no, it wasn't because of that. It's just because I was exhausted.
Oh.
Then I never went back there. And I really want to, but it's one of those things that there's so many other like new movies that come out that you just lose it.
Dude, and I saw that movie in theaters in an IMAX, which just did it justice because it's really cool. I mean, visually, it's a stunning movie when you're watching it and stuff, you know, but anyway, it gets your brain spinning in just the right directions in order to make you toss and turn all night about whether or not that fucking top is still spinning right now. And if you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But it's crazy, all the different layers to it and everything else. A lot of people, it's The Matrix. It's just as you were saying, you love it or you hate it. With The Matrix, I thought it was awesome, man.
So a movie that came out that got completely overshadowed by the Matrix movies when they came out, but it's a great movie if you... I don't know
what you're going to say.
Equilibrium.
Yes.
And
such
actually
a great movie.
It was a really great movie, but it got totally screwed because of when they released it.
Right.
And I don't know if they released it trying to be in like direct competition with it, but they lost. Either way, it's a really good movie.
And it's Christian Bale.
And what about Silence of the Lambs?
Oh,
dude. That's an old school movie, but you know, I mean, that's 1990-ish.
Okay, you know what's still... It's like just creepy and fucked up to me. When she goes down there to visit him the first time, and the guy is yanking his crank in the cell, and he's just like...
What's his name?
He's like...
Mitz or Minx or something like that. Oh, my God,
dude. You're just like, holy shit, dude. Like, yes, that animal, that savage should be locked up. My God. He's like... But what the fuck,
until Hannibal, like, talked him into choking on his own tongue.
Right. Like, does some messed up...
And then Hannibal, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the scene with Ray Liotta when he like pulls his skull cap off and slices a piece of his brain off.
Yeah.
Really? And then didn't he feed it to him?
He did. You fried it.
Oh my Lord,
that's fried it hibachi style and fed it to him. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, he puts that one guy on the cart, takes him to the edge of the balcony, throws a noose around him, guts him, drops him off the cart, his guts rip, and go all the way down to the quad below. And you're just like, oh.
Crazy town.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, who comes up with that shit?
Oh, the guy who wrote it.
You know? Right.
And then
you got a
Red Dragon
brain,
after
dude.
that, which was like the prequel to.
Which one?
It's called Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, which there's actually another one too that's that, but it's called Manhunter, which was from the guy, I think it's called Manhunter. It's from the guy, the main character, and it was the dude from the original guy in CSI, Las Vegas, you know? The guy who played Grissom in CSI, he was the main character in that Manhunter.
See, I really like those movies, but then when they go the other side to where it's just gore, like Saw. I didn't like Saw.
Yeah, I didn't like any of those. I watched the first Saw and it was okay.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw.
The first Hostel.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was okay. Actually, the remake of that I thought was better. That's my opinion. The first one was just too damn confusing.
Amazing deployment movie. American Psycho.
Yeah, that's crazy. Again, Christian Bale. That's a really good book, too.
Yeah.
Just saying. What about The Usual Suspects?
Fuck
remember
yes.
that movie? Yeah.
Another Spacey.
Kobayashi. I use that all the time. Remember? Like you got Kobayashi'd or whatever.
Right.
I use that phrase all the time. And a lot of people are like, what is that?
Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze.
Give me the fucking keys, motherfucker. Benicio del Toro.
Oh, dude.
Man. Well,
Baldwin.
I think I'm almost out.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, there's probably a million. I'm sure there's a million more, but none that are really popping into my mind.
We did.
Like, yeah, man, that was awesome. And like, we watched them over and over again or whatever, you know?
And the only series that we did on this one, which, you know, you could say the Pacific, I didn't watch it on deployment, but Band of Brothers was the only series that we had on here.
I actually got to meet a couple of those guys when I was in Egypt.
The actual...
they did a, you know, the US, that wasn't USO, but it was one of the tour things.
Oh,
so
the cast.
you had the guy from Office Space, Peter.
Livingston.
Oh well, Peter, that's a freaking
Office Space, yeah.
Duh.
Damn,
But
it
Livingston,
feels good to be a
right?
gangster.
So he came, the guy that played the really blonde guy, the guy who went crazy, Lieutenant, dude with like blonde hair and like really.
Is it Blythe?
Yes, that guy. He came and there was like one other and they did like a Q&A with it. And this is one of the funniest things ever. So one of these guys, he wasn't in my platoon. He was in one of the companies. He was in a different company, but funny dude. Stands up, asks the question, and Livingston, what is his first name?
Ron
Livingston. Yeah, because I actually met him in an airport, the airport in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, so I actually met him and Paul Walker.
Oh.
You know who Paul Walker is?
Yeah.
The guy from the A-Team and what was that horror movie that he did?
Wait a minute. He wasn't on the A-Team.
No, he played the bad guy in the A-Team movies. Not Paul Walker. What the hell's his name? Oh, not Paul Walker.
Bad guy in the A-Team.
Bad guy in the A-Team, and then he was also in those.
Major Dad?
No.
Because he was the general on the A-Team. Oh, the bad guy. Let me think. Yeah, Paul Walker.
Not. I'm talking about the movies. The movies, not the original series.
Right.
And I'll tell you who it is in just a second. Patrick Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Wilson. Yeah, he's been in those. He was in that good set of horror movies, The Conjuring, Insidious.
Patrick Wilson, Ron Livingston are in a fucking airport hanging out together. Is that
No,
what this
they weren't
story is
hanging.
doing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually sat down, and then he came over and sat next to me because he saw I had there was something that keyed me in that I was a veteran. So he sat down, and he actually had a backpack that had a 101st emblem on it.
Oh, nice.
It's like, and I didn't even know who he was. I knew I recognized him, but I was like, yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Like, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, so what's the 101st thing, Fed? He's like, oh, it was a couple guys I did a movie with gave it to me. So it was the military liaison, whatever the hell they call them on movies.
Yeah.
What are those? You know what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And they...
I call them the military correctness guys.
Right. Military correctness guys. What do they call those guys?
I
The
don't know.
consultant or whatever. So
military accuracy.
Anyway, so I met him. It was kind of funny. But another time I met Ron Livingston. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, I met you one other time. He obviously didn't remember anything because there's about, whatever. It doesn't matter. So this guy stands up in Egypt during the Q&A and he looks at all of us and he looks at Ron and goes, so what's it like kissing Jennifer Aniston? Right.
Why? Because they're dating at the time or something?
Well, no, they kissed in Office Space.
Oh, yeah.
So his girlfriend was actually with him.
Yeah.
And so he looks over at his girlfriend. He looks over at his girlfriend who's sitting in the stands too, right? And gives her this sheepish grin and goes, it was fucking awesome. So it was really funny.
Oh, fuck yes.
It really was funny. The whole, there was probably 150 of us there,
Right.
We all went wild. It was really funny.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
It was fucking awesome. That's exactly what fucking awesome. But in that real laid back, cool way that he talks, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my story. That's it. I'm done.
I'm done. Deployment movies. If you have more deployment movies that should be on the list, feel free. Add them in the comments section. If you haven't already done so, look us up on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. Subscribe, rate, review the podcast. Get in touch with us. We love hearing comments. We love engaging with you guys. You're an awesome listening audience. Please share it with everyone. We're not going away, so.
Yeah, too bad. Sorry.
You're stuck here.
There's probably a lot of people that wish we'd go away, but it's not happening.
Right.
Because we will, we do it for you guys, but at the end of the day, we have fun doing it. So we'll do it for ourselves and then listen to ourselves. So sorry.
Yeah, because I'm not going to therapy. They already tried that. Padded cells and shit.
It's like group. It's like group. It's
Damn
basically
straight.
what this is for us.
Deployment movies. Throw them in the comment section. Got anything else for our listeners?
Not today.
All right. God bless America and no one else. Jocelyn, cue the music.